Right now, here at 5, an Indiana mother who lost her son is now pushing to change labels on medications. But tonight, she's hit another roadblock.
I've loved dogs all my life. I've been saving them since I was a kid, picking them up off the street.
Giving neglected, abused, or surrendered animals a second chance. The challenges a local rescue organization is facing during the pandemic and why it needs your help. Also tonight, responding to the call as destructive wildfires ravage the West Coast and level entire towns. A Hoosier team will do what they can to help. The tall task ahead of them.
From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 5, streaming now.
And good evening. Here at 5 o'clock, I'm Mark Mullins. Amanda Starantino is off tonight. As deadly wildfires continue to rage out of control on the West Coast, 2 Hoosiers are now headed into the danger zone to help. Red Cross volunteers Deb and Jesse McDaniel began their journey to Oregon today, where the number of people ordered to evacuate from the fires is an estimated 500,000. While they've deployed to disasters before, this will be their first wildfire. The McDaniels are driving a specially equipped emergency response vehicle to help those displaced and in need.
Generally, it's feeding. It's for getting food from the source to those in need. In some cases, it may be supplies.
And we also could be helping first responders. I mean, providing them either meals or something that they might need as well. Typically, it's the clients, it's the people impacted by whatever the disaster is.
The McDaniels anticipate being there for about 2 weeks. Tonight, we are tracking those deadly wildfires on the West Coast. One of those California fires, the August Complex fire, is now the largest in the state's history at more than 700,000 acres. More than a dozen people have died. And as ABC's Zoreen Shaw reports tonight, officials say containment is nowhere in sight.
Friday afternoon, a frantic race to escape many of the deadly wildfires sweeping across the West Coast continues. At least 17 people have been killed in the fires just this week. This satellite image showing 5 fires out of the several dozen in the West burning simultaneously, covering over 100,000 acres. Portland's mayor declaring an emergency, wildfires getting dangerously close to the large city. Over 500,000 people have been forced to evacuate Oregon. Family members desperately trying to reach loved ones.
I drove through some pretty big flames, I was in the flames, engulfed in my car. I can't believe the tires didn't pop or something, you know?
Christoph learning his son Wyatt and Wyatt's grandmother didn't make it out. Rescue teams finding they died together. Over in California, a record-shattering 3 million acres charred this year, setting a yearly record for 2020 with 3.5 months still left to go. The Bear Fire in Butte County, the size of the state of Rhode Island. One homeowner seeing the remains of her home via FaceTime with our Sacramento station KXTV.
Yeah. Is there an A-frame house to the left?
And one firefighter family working to save homes, now losing theirs to the California Creek Fire.
I feel like I just got sentenced to a life in prison in aspects because I lost everything and I got nothing to show for.
North in Washington, a fire killed a 1-year-old boy and left his parents with bad burns. Today, California Governor Newsom touring the devastation, blaming this catastrophic fire season on climate change.
What we're experiencing right here is coming to a community all across the United States of America unless we get our act together on climate change.
According to IQ Air, the top 3 cities in the world with the worst air quality right now are Portland, San Francisco, and Seattle. Right here in Los Angeles, you can tell the air quality is so bad, and you can even smell it from here. It smells like a campfire, even though we're miles away from flames. Zoreen Shaw, ABC News, Los Angeles.
So devastating, affecting so many lives out there. What they could really use, Kevin, is some rain out there right now.
Absolutely, some rain. Of course, that is a rare commodity. They could just use different humidity levels and wind directional change, which would help contain some of those fires. Scary stuff. For us in central Indiana, we could use some rain. We may see some thunderstorms tomorrow night. We'll get more into the timing when I come back in the main weather. But the biggest change will be temperatures zooming back into the 80s during the day tomorrow and a nice comfortable stretch early next week. Temperatures have surged late in the day as we've thinned the cloud cover. It's 79 in Lafayette, 75 in Peru and Indianapolis. Clouds kept temperatures down most of the day. There are your metro area temperatures. Of course, this is Friday, which leads us into an evening where Friday Night Football is the star of the show. We'll stop a minute. The sun sets now before 8 o'clock. Is that emotional? 7:59 is when the sun sets. After dark, really after midnight, some patchy fog will develop into the morning hours. When I come back, my father, Bob Gregory, Matt Gregory, Annie Gregory, even Rory Gregory will join me. Find out why there'll be a gathering of Gregorys in just a few minutes.
I can't wait to see that, Kevin. We'll see you and the family soon. 19 years ago today, our world changed forever. On September 11th, 2001, the worst terror attack in our country's history took the lives of thousands of people. In New York City, several moments of silence at Ground Zero among the socially distanced loved ones and politicians. Nearly 3,000 names were read aloud by family members at the official commemoration ceremony, but they were pre-recorded due to the pandemic. Both Vice President Mike Pence and former Vice President and presidential candidate Joe Biden attended the ceremony. After New York, Biden headed to Shanksville, Pennsylvania, where earlier in the day, President Trump honored the men and women who died on Flight 93 and all of those who lost their lives that day.
Today we pay tribute to their sacrifice, and we mourn deeply for the nearly 3,000 precious and beautiful souls who were taken from us.
And in Washington, D.C., a wreath-laying ceremony to remember those killed where the Pentagon was attacked, including U.S. Army Lieutenant General Tim Maude, who was from Indiana. Tonight from WRTV investigates an Indiana mom's fight for more stringent warnings on popular antibiotics has hit yet another roadblock. Heather McCarthy's son, Shay, a Purdue University student, died in 2013 after taking Levaquin, a fluoroquinolone. Now, Shay was suffering from psychiatric side effects and crashed his car into a cement embankment. In June 2019, the Southern Network for Adverse Reactions submitted a petition to the FDA requesting changes that would impact fluoroquinolones, including a black box warning about potential psychiatric adverse reactions, including suicide. On August 28th, more than a year after the petition was submitted, the FDA denied their request, saying the drug's label has already undergone numerous updates to inform prescribers and patients of the drug risk.
That was really important to me to clarify that black box so that when they are referring to the central nervous system, it's the psychiatric issues that could be so harmful to people, which was certainly affected my son, that there would be clarity there. And that when people looked at it, they would know right away, okay, I get this, you know, as opposed to something more convoluted.
The drug maker Janssen stopped making the brand name Levaquin in December of 2017. However, the product may remain on shelves. Plus, the label changes would have impacted all fluoroquinolones, which are still being used across the country, including to treat COVID-19 related pneumonia. Heather McCarthy and other advocates plan to reach out to congressional lawmakers and find other ways to inform the public about mental health side effects from these antibiotics. We reached out to the FDA for their response, and they directed us to their 8-page letter, which you can find in this story on our WRTV app and our website, WRTV.com. The makers of Levaquin say they continue to work closely with the FDA to ensure the prescribing information appropriately reflects the risks and benefits of the medicine. Now to the latest coronavirus numbers in Indiana. Today, the state health department reported a new record number of daily reported cases. That number is 1,282. Those were recorded between August 28th and yesterday. The statewide total now stands at 13,500 roughly. The overall positivity rate declined slightly to 8.7%. The state also reported 10 additional COVID deaths. They occurred between Tuesday and yesterday. The statewide total is nearly 3,200. The pandemic is creating challenges for animal shelters and rescue organizations across the state. Adoptions are down for some. Others have had fundraisers which they rely on canceled or held virtually. WRTV's Nicole Griffin has a call to action, sharing a plea from a Shelby County rescue so the owner can continue giving animals a second chance.
The pandemic has caused many things to come to a stop, but one thing that has continued is the need to give animals who have been neglected or surrendered a second chance. It's a mission Shelley Christie started with her late husband in 2014. Located in Fountaintown, Canine Castaways Rescue takes on some of the hardest cases, including this 8-year-old senior boxer named Sadie, who was found laying by the side of the road in Indianapolis in March.
Wounds all over her. She was emaciated. She couldn't stand, yet she still was giving us baby kisses. And it was just so sad.
Sadie only weighed 35 pounds. Christy says the vet determined she had several dog bite wounds, was starving, and hung by a rope on her front legs. After 7 days in the hospital, they were able to save her life and give this castaway a second chance. But now that Sadie is adopted, CCR must still pay her $5,900 vet bill at a time when adoptions and funding have slowed down during the pandemic. That is why Christy is now calling on all animal lovers to help.
Funding is the big thing. We can't do this without them. We just cannot do it without everybody that has followed us, helped us, because ultimately, just because I'm here, they're still the reason these dogs are being saved.
To donate, Canine Castaways Rescue has a fund set up on their Facebook page. They are also holding a Harvest Festival fundraiser next month at the VFW Post 2695 in Shelbyville. Christy hopes it allows her to not only cover current vet bills, but also continue giving animals in need a chance to find their forever families. Working for you, Nicole Griffin, WRTV.
We reached out into Indianapolis shelters as well as the Humane Society in Hancock County. Each one says the need for donations right now is critical. For Indy Humane, adoptions are down by nearly 600. Hancock County Humane Society says they are just at half the number of intakes and adoptions compared to last year. Still ahead here on WRTV, learning virtually may be taking a toll on your child's eyes. Why doctors recommend following the 20-20-20 rule to ease eye strain. Parents may be feeling extra stress about how to handle play dates during a pandemic. Some expert advice you might find helpful. Kevin?
And rain chances go way up tomorrow, but it's a matter of timing. If you've got outdoor activities planned, we'll help you try to plan around the rain.
Just about every school-age kid is back in class, but for many that means attending class at home and sitting in front of a computer screen all day. And that can be a problem because hours of virtual learning can lead to eye strain. Meg Shaw from our Scripps station in Cleveland reports.
2020 is the year of connectivity. People of all ages using devices to connect to one another nearly anywhere at any time.
Between their phones, which they want to be on all the time anyways, and now instead of staring at a teacher in a classroom and a blackboard, they're staring at a computer and watching.
Allowing elementary, middle, and high school students to be at home while still in class, like Leah Eisenberg's kids, who are enrolled in the Orange School District.
It's an interesting time to have kids and to see how they do with all of this.
But more screen time at home could lead to undiagnosed vision issues.
Look right over here. Technology has been changing over the past decade. I think it's a lot on the eyes in general.
Dr. Tom Chester with the Cleveland Eye Clinic says now more than ever, annual eye exams for your children are necessary.
Okay, go ahead and read with the other eye now. A lot of times you have the benefit of teachers, you have the benefit of school nurses kind of looking out for the kids and providing the school screenings. And with this year, it's a unique environment because we don't have that opportunity. Seeing if she has any issues with dryness.
One of the most common problems that can come from increased screen time is dry eyes.
I've seen a lot more dry eye patients in the younger patient population, even as young as 8 years old.
Eisenberg knows firsthand.
They're really straining their eyes.
Her daughter was just diagnosed.
I brought my daughter in. She actually has dry eyes at 10 from staring at a screen.
Here comes the hard part. Oftentimes, kids don't know vision problems are normal, so they're less likely to complain about it. But here's some things to be on the lookout for.
If they're doing a lot of eye rubbing, if they're doing a lot of squeezing their eyes, and especially if they're complaining about things being blurry.
And remind them of the 20-20-20 rule.
For every 20 minutes of staring at a screen time, look 20 feet away and focus on an object for about 20 seconds.
Well, doctors say that when we stare at computer screens, we blink less, so we're not lubricating our eyes with each blink, which leads to dry eyes. It's also suggested that when you have a chance, you have your child work from an actual book or worksheet during the day to give them a break from the screen. Playdates have become a part of everyday life for kids over the years, but playdates in a pandemic can bring up anxiety, even just the invitation itself. One therapist says that we are all at various points when it comes to re-entry into life in terms of acceptance and level of risk. She says respect is key to maintaining friendships, especially with those who are not like-minded.
Some people are going to be very tolerant of potential threats and other people are going to be really, really cautious. And we just have to respect where everyone is without judgment. Don't make it personal. Be apologetic, but also state the reasons, the rationale for why you don't feel safe yet. And if the person is not able to accept that feedback, then you did the best you could.
The pediatrician said in these times of COVID, it is always okay to say no, and you don't have to feel bad about declining a play date. If you did get outside today, Kevin, lots of clouds out there, and you can tell that we're making that transition.
We're in the tug of war. Clouds and sunshine. Clouds and sunshine. Sunshine will win out over the weekend at times. It won't be a total victory. Hope you had a good day. Temperatures have responded to some breaks in the cloud cover here late in the day. Lots of 7s around, 78 in Muncie, 75 in Indy and Kokomo. Greenwood's at 74 degrees. These are below average and about 10 degrees cooler than where we'll be tomorrow at this time as temperatures briefly but significantly warm up, at least for the first half of the weekend. Chance of thunderstorms tomorrow, 30%. If we see any showers, should be early Sunday. Maybe southeastern Indiana could see a shower or thunderstorm later in the day on Sunday. That's with a departing cold front, but notice how temperatures do cool off second half of the weekend. Tomorrow, our rain chances will hold off even in western Indiana till probably 4 o'clock. Then from west to east, the rain chances will increase. And I say rain, some thunderstorms, and a couple of these could be strong. The marginal risk for severe weather, so the lowest risk. Damaging wind would be the main threat from some of the strongest storms. Could get a good downpour or two. We could use the rain for sure. Watch, though, how disappointingly broken the line of showers and thunderstorms will be. Not a solid area of rain, meaning we are all of us aren't likely to get rain. I think there'll definitely be pockets of downpours, but whether it arrives in your front yard or not still remains to be seen. Chances go up to about 60 or 70% by the time we get to Saturday night. Sunday temperatures cooler. We'll struggle to hit 80. We'll pick up sunshine in the afternoon. Again, in southeastern portions of the state, could have an afternoon thunderstorm closer to the departing cold front. See how the temperatures lag a little bit? Coolest to the northwest Sunday, a little warmer still to the south and east, where temperatures may well make it into the low to mid 80s. Very comfortable early next week. I'm excited about this. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 nights where you could open the windows. That will come with low humidity, comfortable temperatures in the 50s for morning lows. And I would say Tuesday morning at 54, some spots, outlying areas will be cooler than that. And notice sunshine and comfortable temperatures Monday through Wednesday. 7-day planner, temperatures are warmest tomorrow and then cooler the rest of the 7-day forecast. Chance of thunderstorms is Saturday night. Then our rain chances are minimal until we get to later next week, and those temperatures very comfortable Monday through Wednesday. National Grandparents' Day, it's this Sunday, but let's call it Grandparents' Weekend. And to celebrate that, the Children's Museum of Indianapolis is hosting a virtual grand adventure. The Gregory family is going to take you on a weather adventure. Here's the preview.
Welcome to this virtual grand adventure on Grandparents' Day. Hi, I'm Bob Gregory. I thought I'd just come out, kind of check the rain gauge, and just to see what... Kevin, have you been pouring water into my rain gauge?
I predicted the rain, but I didn't do that. Let's check with your grandson, Matt.
Not me. I'm in South Bend working in a lab. Sounds like something my sister would do, though.
I'm not admitting to anything, but there is a 30% chance I did that.
We should have known it was Annie. Man, my father and I are glad you're with us. Rory Gregory is glad that you're with us. My dad started at Channel 13 in 1972 and worked until about 2000. I've been at RTV6 since 1989. Now, this isn't really my dad. This is a cardboard cutout because, as you know, we have to social distance now. Dad, where'd you go? Ooh, the plot thickens. So where did he go? You can find out tomorrow. Virtual Grand Adventure starts at 10 a.m. Children's Museum doing this as a way to connect grandparents and grandchildren in fun and educational ways. There'll be paleontologists, talking dinosaurs, and a lot more. That's at 10 a.m. tomorrow. We were happy to participate. Always like being a kid again. Mark, that's a good thing.
And a great kid, and little Rory there, too. Hey. Your dad looked great.
Yeah, there's 4 more minutes of that, you know. We get some weather experiments in there and some other stuff.
It's coming. All right, thanks, Kevin, and thanks to the family, too. Kicking off the Colts season in a safe way, plus how you can still get in on an opportunity to see the home opener in style. Well, the NFL season is officially underway. The Colts kick off their season this Sunday, but today the team kicked off a big party downtown on Monument Circle. The Colts held a drive-through swag bag giveaway, all in the name of safety, with fans getting American flags and Colts flags. The season opener in Jacksonville kicks off at 1 o'clock this Sunday. Meanwhile, the Colts are holding a drawing for one lucky fan to win a private suite for up to 6 people for the home opener on the 20th. You do still have time to enter. The deadline is tomorrow. The winner will be selected Monday. Just go to colts.com/countdownsweeps to enter. Some parents are concerned about one school district's hybrid learning model, why they're not happy, and the changes they want the district to make. That's all new at 6 p.m. here. And next at 5:30, a young Johnson County woman takes it upon herself to help ease the fears of children during the pandemic. How she's making a difference, page by page.